Okay, most of y'all overthink getting like good looking delts way too fucking much, alright? So the delt is only made out of three different heads: the lateral, the posterior, aka the rear delts, and the like anterior, the front delts. Alright, let's not get retarded in here. So you really don't need to do that much for your shoulders. Now, a lot of you guys might be like bench pressers that actually like use mostly your delts to actually bench. Because fun fact by the way, if you actually like if you adopt like a powerlifting form, you're gonna be using your posterior and your anterior delts actually quite a lot. So yeah, it actually would help you to grow those if you want to actually bench more. Like especially those rear delts because they're not gonna get hammered from bench. But like a good bit of people, like your anterior head's gonna get like enough work literally just from benching and from lateral heads. Like if you're doing a lateral raise wrong, then your traps are gonna be big. Your traps are gonna grow. Okay, I don't know anything about. I would never do the exercise wrong, never. But if you can't actually do a ladder raise right, which chances are you probably aren't. Like honestly, everyone I see in the gym is a complete and utter dumbass half the time. You could try them seated. It's gonna kind of force you to just stay in that actual like fully like lateral plane as you might expect, and it's gonna force like a lot more muscle isolation. That way, you're actually hitting the lateral head and not your traps, dumbass. And then you have the posterior head. There are rear delt flies, you know what I'm talking about, where you pull it back and you're instead of doing the pec deck, you just turn around backwards and you hit your rear delts like that. Uh, they can get hit like secondhand from like a bent over row. A lot of my like rear delt gains come from bent over row shit. But overall, like the your best bet's gonna be doing those rear flies and like a mixture of like actual dumbbell rear delt flies. Now that's gonna be a hard ask from you guys because most people can't even do a lateral raise right. But I mean, okay, I was thinking about getting up and doing the live explanation on that one, but I mean, you guys are gonna have to pay me for the live freaking reenactment of how to do the exercise properly because literally none of y'all are, and that's why you guys do like lateral raises, and you're like you're looking around, you're like, oh, I have the highest weight out of everyone around here. Shocker, you're also the smallest. Like if you actually like look around the gym, most of the time the people with the least amount of weight on there are the ones mogging you to oblivion. Okay, so if you're on bodybuilding movements, don't try and be the heaviest, like strongest person. Okay, the only time you want to be the strongest is if you literally are powerlifting. All right, bench, squat, deadlift. Then you want to be the strongest. But if you are doing bodybuilding work, bodybuilding work, then why are you sitting here trying to be the strongest? You're stupid. You're like taking away from the muscle because you're having to add body English, especially with biceps, bro. Too many of y'all are like just taking biceps and just turning it into like a hip thrust, bro. Cut that shit out, man. But yeah, no, this is a super simple video. I mean, there is not too much to it. That's how you're gonna grow them. But we can also go ahead and get into the actual like how long they take to recover. They take about 48 hours. I mean, it depends on your actual recovery genetics, but honestly, I would go anywhere from like 24 to actually like 48 hours. Most of y'all are going to be closer to probably 24, unless if your delts are getting hammered. Like if you are a really delt dominant bencher, where it's like you're benching and most of it's in your shoulders. That's why my shoulders are pretty big. Um, it's probably going to take closer to 48 because I mean you're getting a lot of like muscular. Ooh, baller ass freaking workout, dude. Uh, sorry, military press. That's the overhead, like the actual barbell, bro. You can actually load up your delts like really well with that and make it to where like there's a lot of muscular damage to recover from. Then you slowly be getting closer to 48. But if you're just doing lateral raises and all this bodybuilder fluff work and like just say if you're using a machine, then it's probably going to take only 24 hours to recover from it. But the fast recovery actually isn't that much of a bad thing. That just means that you can get more freaking volume in. Like it's not inherently bad that you're not going to be completely wiped out because chances are if whenever you do like a military or a bench and if you're completely wiped out, it's because there's so many other muscles that are being used and it's giving you like more of this like systematic fatigue. But that's like, yeah, that's about it. That's all you really have to do for shoulders. Besides that, it's just gonna come down to like genetics. Like if you hit him every 24 hours for like a year or two, not literally every 24 hours, but if you hit your shoulders like a few times a week, and if you really are insecure about your shoulders every 24 to 48 hours, and they still don't look a certain way, and you've been doing that for years, I mean properly for years, like you're eating right, you're sleeping right, but that's a whole nother video. If you're doing everything properly, yeah, your genetics are just dog shit. Sorry guys, but that can sometimes just be it. But chances are, if you have shitty shoulder genetics, you also have shitty clav genetics, clav or fucking clavicular, like you see like how my like clavs like clavicles, that's the actual name for it. Like you see how they connect like all the way across. Like that's what's gonna determine how like girthy. This is the girthy, not really the roundness part of it. Like if they're not round, then you probably just have a muscular imbalance. But if you don't have much girth after a while, you probably just don't have very wide clavs. So little tidbit there. I don't know. This is a quick video. Hope you guys enjoy.